Hi, welcome to another episode of Amputee Outdoors. I'm your host Glenn, and today I'm trying out the Hawlander backpack. They sent me one for free and said, hey, could you review our backpack? I said, sure. So I got this backpack and I've overloaded it. I've got like 4 water bottles, 2 hammocks, a rain fly, sweatshirt, 10 essentials, bunch of stuff in there. And so we're going to take it up about a 4-mile hike, see how it feels, and then I'll give it a review. I may also stress test it along the way as well. You know, like I do with a couple of my other backpacks in one of my other videos where I drop tested. I'll probably do that with this as well and see how well it holds up. So we'll get out there and see how it does. All right, so getting up here a little ways, to stop for a little bit. This backpack, I'll give you a better view there. It's very light. It's got a lot of capacity. And it's got some interesting pockets and stuff in it, which I don't know what I'm supposed to do with if it's supposed to be a day hike. They look more like the kind of pouches and stuff you would use for laptops, tablets, that kind of thing. The straps, they're not very padded, so I'm feeling them dig into my shoulders a little bit, and I do have this loaded with a lot of weight. Perhaps I wouldn't have normally as much weight in this as I'm carrying today, but I am feeling them dig into my shoulders a little bit. All right, I'll get a little bit further along, and then I'll give you another report.
I'm sure we'll get over with.
How about let's go get cream barbecue?
Yeah, I think I should. Yeah. Well, I mean, what else would we do? Wait, should we get like
Just because we're amputees doesn't mean we have to miss out on all this. You don't always be able to get out to some place like this. When you can, make the most of it. Take lots of photographs, bring some friends, and enjoy the view. It's great, isn't it? All right, coming out to the outdoors. You're gonna love it out here. All right, so we've done the hike, and I've gone up and down the hill, and the pack I've now emptied out and I've put it into this little carrying bag here. So that's the nice thing about this pack, is that it fits into this little tiny carrier bag, so that I can carry this around with me when I go, out visiting other countries, and I want an extra backpack, for example. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you how I get all this stuff packed into this backpack, and then when it's all full, I'm going to do a drop test, and we're going to test and see how well it survives a standard drop if I take a fall or something. Because that's one thing with the backpack when you're out hiking, you don't want it to fall apart on you if you take a fall or bump up against a tree or something like that. So let's see about getting this all in here. Backpack opens up, and I'm just going to stuff this down here. And now the one thing in this backpack, it's got some interior pockets, you can see here, which are fine, but they lay flat. And so you can't really put much into them. Once you put something in there, that flatness is kind of used up. Same thing with this, it's got another one in here that's kind of lays flat. So I didn't even really use it. So what I've got here, I've got 2 day hammocks, 2 sets of straps, stuff those in there. An extra sweatshirt that I didn't need because it was nice and warm. My food bag. My 10 essentials. I always go hiking with 10 essentials because that's what you should do when you go hiking. And I've got my vest here that I kept warm with when I started. A sitting pad that, again, I didn't really use. And you know what? That's just going to go in there. 30 feet of paracord on a carabiner. A couple of bandanas, I'll just stuff those in there. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. This one's kind of almost empty because I was drinking from it. 4 water bottles, all stuffed in here. So I would say the carrying capacity on this is pretty good. It does hold a lot, okay? But what I found is that the weight was digging into my shoulders quite a bit. These pads here are not very thick, they're not very padded. They serve the purpose if you've not got too much weight, but they don't have the padding to protect your shoulders very well. The waist strap is good just to keep it from moving around and sliding around on you. That was good. The chest strap, same thing. It kept it from sliding around and moving around. So I didn't have a rubbing effect, but I did feel the weight on my collarbones quite a bit. Okay. So with this all packed up now, what we're going to do is a drop test. So basically the idea is this. If I take a fall, I don't want to have to worry about my backpack getting damaged. So we're going to drop it from about this height, and we'll see how it does, all right? 1, 2, 3. All right, let's look here. Well, stitching seems to come out okay. The fabric seemed all right. Let's drop it on this other side now. 1, 2, 3. Stitching seemed to hold pretty good. Let's drop it on its bottom. All right, looks good. Now one time on its side. That seemed to hold up pretty good. All right, so I would say the Hawlander, for a day hike kind of thing, I'm going to give it probably a 3 out of 5 because of the straps. It doesn't feel good here when it's carrying a lot of weight. If I'm using this for a light purpose, like I need a backpack when I go out to Europe or somewhere and my luggage is too much and I need extra containers or something to put things in, this is going to work really well. If I'm just doing a day hike as a light one, I'm not carrying a lot of material, a lot of stuff in my backpack, this would probably work just fine. So I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5 for like a real hard backpacking kind of day trip. 4 out of 5 when I'm looking for something light and easy to use for a short trip. Okay? All right, so if you have any questions or comments or your own ideas about the Hawlander backpacks, I'd like to hear about them, so put them in the comments section down there. And of course, there's the subscribe button, which will be at one of the corners here. So put your click on that. And as always, I hope to see you out on the trail, enjoying the great outdoors. Bye now.